Hello, dear friends. I'm Dr. John, and today we are going to talk about present perfect and past simple tense. And for reading, we will have a text titled A Family History and tag questions. Well, present perfect tense. So we have three boxes here for positive, negative, and question. Well, in positive, have plus the notional verb and ed, or verb with past participle. And for negative, the auxiliary verb have plus not. The particle not is used here, and past participle. And in questions, the auxiliary verb have comes before the subject. So the present perfect expresses an action or state which began in the past and continues to the present. For example, I have known Alisher for 6 years. So that means I still know him. And the present perfect connects the present and the past. It expresses experiences in life before now. For example, she has won a lot of awards. So in her life. Well, the present perfect expresses a past action with the results in the present. It is often a recent past action. For example, she has lost her wallet. So that means she hasn't got it now. Well, for, since, never, ever, just, already, yet. So these are time expressions and adverbs which are used for present perfect. You can see the example here. Well, we use for, so for is used with a period of time, and since is used with a point in time. Present perfect and past simple. So we have some examples here. Read and compare the use of the past simple and present perfect in these sentences. For example, I lived in Tashkent for 2 years, from 2007 to 2009. So the action is finished. So it happened in the past. I have lived in Andijan since 2009. So I still live there. The action is not finished. The next example, I have been to Dublin. So this is an experience in my life. I went to Dublin with my friend 2 years ago. So at a definite time in the past. So it happened at a definite time in the past. Well, and here, so these are common time expressions used with the past simple and the present perfect. Here, for past simple and for present perfect. Look at them, learn them, and pay your attention to the examples too. So we have 10 time expressions here. Please complete them with for or since. For, since. So pause the video and do the task, please. Now let's check your answers. For or since. So I will read some of the examples here. For half an hour. For half an hour. Since 2001. For 3 months. Since October. Well, now let's complete the interview. Use present, past, or perfect tenses. So we have the interview here, questions and answers. Fill in the gaps with necessary words. Make a pause of the video and do the task, please. Now, let's check your answers. So I will read some of the sentences here. For example, how long have you lived there? For 3 years. And what do you do? I work for a pharmaceutical firm. Or, so what did you do before that? I was a student in Tashkent. So read the interview and learn the rules. Talking about you now. So work with a partner. Ask each other the questions. So we have some cues for the questions. So, for example, have you ever been to America? Have you ever slept in a tent, and so on? So you can use the examples in the speech bubbles here. For example, have you ever sung karaoke? Yes, I have. So actually, remember, so if the answer is yes, ask more questions. For example, have you ever sung karaoke? Yes, I have. So when did you sing songs, or so what kind of songs did you sing, and so on. Now, well, read the text about Nodar and answer the following questions. So we have 7 questions here. Well, find answers to these questions after reading the text. Text is coming now. So this is the text. Read the text about Nodar and answer those questions. Make a pause of the video and read the text, please. So now let's check and compare your answers. So I will read some of the questions and some of the answers to them. How long has Nodar lived in Bukhara? He has lived in Bukhara for nearly 10 years. Or, where were her brothers and sisters born? They were born in Margilan, Fergana. Or, so why did the family leave Margilan? Because it was difficult to make a living as farmers in Margilan. So read the rest of the sentences, the questions and answers. So we have 8 statements here. Decide if the statements are true or false based on the text. Pause the video and do the task, please. Now, let's check your answers. Let's compare your answers. So I will read 2 of the sentences, the first 2 sentences. So Nodar has been living in Andijan for nearly 10 years, so it's false. Nodar's wife Malika is originally from Bukhara, so it's true. Well, learn the statements and compare your answers. Question tags. Question tags. So I will read some examples now. Skype is great, isn't it? They didn't visit the museum, did they? You come from Scotland, don't you? So we have 6 examples here. If you have paid attention, well, the words in bold are question tags. So they are called question tags. So question tags are very common in spoken English with following intonation. They are not really questions. They help to keep a conversation going. So they mean, say something to agree with me. The patterns for forming question tags are the following. So for example, the pattern, positive sentence, negative tag. Negative sentence, positive tag. For example, positive sentence, negative tag. It's great, isn't it? So this is positive, this is negative. And the next, life wasn't easy then, was it? This is negative, the tag is positive. So the auxiliary verb is repeated in a question tag. Well, the auxiliary verb is repeated in a question tag, as I said before. So if there is no auxiliary verb, please use do, does, or did. So here are some examples. You've lived in Australia for years, haven't you? So we have the auxiliary verb here, have. So we are using haven't you. He didn't call last night, did he? So they look after patients, don't they? You will stay in touch, won't you? Or the last sentence, you wanted to be late, didn't you? Well, you should note one thing, you should remember this. Well, for negative question tags with I am a student, or I am a teacher, or I'm a taxi driver, I'm doing something, well, use aren't, but not amn't or am I not. For example, I'm late, aren't I? But I'm not late, am I? Let's go to the next slide. This is the end of our lesson for today. Thank you for your attention. Bye-bye.